Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the first of our one-on-one interviews in the build-up to the ultimate boxing match of the summer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting down tonight with one of the fighters in the boxing match between Austin Wiegers and Owen Taylor. I'm going to keep this short. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, Austin Wiegers. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you, sir. Sir, how are you feeling tonight? How are you tonight, sir?
Feeling great, sir. How are you?
Good. Feeling good.
Good.
So, we're coming up on it. This summer.
Sir.
This summer, you got a boxing match.
Sir.
It's going to be you and your cousin Owen Taylor in the ring. So, as far as I understand, this is your first fight. First amateur fight.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
How you feeling?
Feeling good, sir. You got the adrenaline. Honestly, anticipation is the worst part. I'm really anxious to get in there.
Awesome. I'm excited to see it. I think we're all excited to see it. So, sir, tell me a little about yourself. Tell me about your background, history of sports, history in fighting. Just tell me about yourself.
Amateur fighter, first boxing match. Throughout high school and throughout my early years in life, I played baseball, did a little bit of soccer here and there, played basketball as well. I did football for a year. I've had a background in sports. Endurance is a big thing. Getting in the weight room a little bit here and there and things like that. Doing that. Got a great family back home. Got mom and dad, and I got 2 younger brothers and 3 younger sisters. And I know they're very excited for this boxing match. And then, of course, Owen, who's my cousin, and just that whole family. And so, we're all in this. We're all ready for it.
I was just saying, you play baseball, basketball, and soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So how do those go? How did you feel? How did you enjoy those sports? How did you do those sports?
Baseball was always my go-to sport. Had pretty good success there. Did fairly well throughout growing up. Won a couple championships in my little league, and then went to high school. Didn't really pan out as much there. Team didn't do super well, but we still had a good time. Basketball kind of the same way. Played pretty well, but couldn't quite finish up sometimes. But that's about that for.
So how would you describe yourself as an athlete?
As an athlete, oh man, competitive is the first word that comes to mind. I'm a competitor. I'll turn anything into a competition. And another thing I'd say would just be just aggressive. I know how to go at it when I have a goal in mind, or when I have a big game, or something's coming up. I'm all focused on it. Another thing would be just prepared. Just preparedness is a word that I think describes me when it comes to sports. I love to study film. I love to think about different strategies about how to win, how to break down the opponent. Just another thing I guess would be also trash talking, just how to get inside their head and just kind of nitpick at the little things. Because if you can break down a man mentally, there's nothing that's going to stop you.
That's right. How would your past teammates describe you? If you had to guess how they describe you, how do you think they would describe you?
I'd say probably the same thing. Competitive is one. Encourager is another one. I'd say. I've talked to some of my teammates, and they've said the same thing, that I'm encouraging to them throughout the time. I know different parts of my senior year, I was on the bench for some games here and there. Didn't always start or play very much, but I was always encouraging the team. I was trying to hype everybody up. And like I said, competitive. I always try to compete, whether it's in practice or in games.
How would your past coaches and trainers, do you think, describe you and your work ethic and your training ethic?
I think they say the same thing. I was always one of the first to practice, one of the last people to leave. I'm always out there trying to get better, no matter what it is.
So that's kind of your background in team sports. Now you're starting to move into a bit of solo sports. Just one-on-one, just working by yourself. Walk me through right now your daily routine. What's your routine look like? What are you doing to prepare? What are you doing day to day? What's the day look like?
As you know, as many of you in the audience and at home know, I am a full-time student at Indiana Wesleyan University, go Wildcats. And so typically my day starts waking up, maybe having a little bit of food, a granola bar or something, a banana, and then I usually go to class. I'll do my classes throughout the day. And then usually once I'm done with my last class, I head back to the room, maybe get a little bit of lunch before, and then I will get changed and I'll head to the gym. I go there, do my workouts, and then usually I will head back to the room, shower, do some homework, and then I will get my dinner and do homework and all that.
So you started in the gym. What's your training routine looking like right now? What are you working on? What do you want to work up to? What are some goals? What's that looking like for you?
So obviously I don't want to disclose too much information, but
Sure, absolutely.
yeah, mostly one thing is endurance for me. I've been working on, just, steadily working up my endurance with running and with, on the bikes and things like that. Another thing is just kind of my quickness, be able to get my, my punches off quickly. I guess some other things would just be your, basic body things. I'm working on my core, working on my chest, working on the arms, the legs. I'm just trying to get that kind of all in check. One of the goals, currently I believe I weigh around 145, 150, somewhere in that range. And so I'm looking to be in probably the 50s, maybe 60s by the time fight rolls around. Just that I'm able to compete a little more with Owen, because I believe Owen's around 165 or so. So I'm trying to get a little bit closer to him. I know he has to lose a little bit of weight to get down to my class, but
Sure.
I think we can meet in the middle somewhere. That'll be good.
Sure, yeah. So that's one thing I was going to follow up with that. Like, what would you say is like your biggest weakness looking to overcome through the training? Would it be like the endurance, the core strength, the weight? Like, what are you looking to overcome going into the fight? Like, what's your biggest weakness looking to train out, work on, and grow better with?
Yeah, I think a couple things. One is just kind of my leg strength a little bit. Trying to work on that. Trying to work on the calves a lot to get that power in the hips, the rotations. That's one thing. And I guess the core kind of goes along with the weight as well. I'm trying to kind of define my core more, but also gain weight. A lot of that muscle weight, which has been kind of a struggle for me throughout my life, just because of the way my body is. I have a fast metabolism, so usually I'll eat stuff and I burn it really quickly. So I got to work on my calorie deficits and things like that. Yeah, and then I guess just overall endurance is also good too. I mean, luckily a lot of this fight will be kind of quick bursts of things, but I mean 6 rounds, 6 minutes each. It's gonna take a toll. So
yeah. So going into that, you got 6-round fight, 6 minutes each. What would you say? What do you think is your biggest strength when in this fight? Like your biggest strength, maybe your biggest competitive advantage, you could say, going into the fight. What do you got?
Oh man, I think one of my biggest advantages is just the fight that I have in me. I've had several conversations with Owen over the past couple weeks, and he's a confident guy. And I'll be like, I am the underdog in this fight, and I understand that, and I know that, and I'm not taking that lightly at all. But I think he definitely has this persona about him where he is very confident when he's due. He believes 150% that he is going to win this fight, and he thinks it's going to be an easy fight. He doesn't think I'm going to have that much fight in me, because he does weigh a little bit more, he is a little bit stronger, and he is taller. But the thing with me is that I have a fight in me. Like, I have a goal in mind to beat him. And I know that fight is going to carry me and carry my work ethic so much further than anything that he could ever imagine.
Okay. That's really cool. You got an underdog mentality, got a fire inside you, ready to go. Talk about your opponent a little bit. Owen Taylor. Talk to me about him. You know him, he's your cousin. Brothers for life, you could say. Talk to me. What brought up the fight? How personal is it? Is it just for show? Or is there something more in mind? Talk to me about him. Describe him.
I mean, Owen's a great guy. We've grown up together, been best friends for the longest time. We hang out, as much as we possibly can. Do a lot of stuff together. We've always been involved with sports together, and doing events, family stuff together all the time. Since we're so close in age, it's nice. Yeah, I mean, as far as fight stuff goes, I mean, like I said, he has, this, I think he has kind of a bit of a pride issue, and I think he has a very high sense of, like, kind of the word to use, like, he just believes 150% that he's going to win, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But I see it as, I think he's, like, just kind of underestimating me and underestimating this fight and how much fight I'm actually going to give him. Like, even if he wins in the end, like, I'm going to give him a run for his money. I know that for sure. And so that's one thing. What brought about the fight? I mean, I know in the past I've talked about fighting several of my friends just kind of for fun, as things have, come up and as different people we know have started boxing. So I really wanted to do something like that. And then, I don't know, one day we were just talking. He's like, hey, let's box each other. And I'm like, I'm down. And he was like, all right, let's do it. And so we talked, obviously, to you, sir, as you're one of the biggest promoters out there. We appreciate the work you're doing. Oh, this fight done a great job so far. And we figured, man, if we reach out to him, like, he can make this, like, really big. Like, we're looking to go big for this first fight.
Yeah.
And so obviously going with you is a good choice, I think. And yeah, and we pretty much just decided that we're gonna do it. So I'd say a little bit of it's for show, kind of it's just kind of for fun, competitive thing because both of us are competitive people.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I mean, it is a little bit personal. I mean, we want to assert our dominance. We want to show, like, I want to show him that, hey, like, just because you're taller than me, just because you're stronger than me, doesn't mean that you're going to beat me. Doesn't mean that you're better than me. And he wants to prove that because of who he is, that he can beat me. Because he's, as the younger cousin, he can beat me. And I don't think he's ready for what I'm going to bring to the table.
Okay. You've been a fan of sports your whole life.
Yes, sir.
What I understand, you've obviously watched a lot of different sports. Who would you say are some of your biggest sports heroes? Not just maybe in the fight scene, the boxing scene, the wrestling, whatever scene, but also in the entire sports scene. Who are your role models? Who do you model your work ethic after? Who are some of your heroes?
I'd say one of the first people that comes to mind is, like, when it comes to fighting. Not necessarily, I don't know a ton about his work ethic, but I know a lot about his personality. It's Conor McGregor. His fawny personality, the fight that he has, determination. I love that. And then also the guy that kind of got me interested in boxing is KSI. When he started doing his YouTube boxing career and then eventually went to do his first pro fight against Logan Paul. I watched all the fights. I've been watching a lot of his videos where he's talking about the fight, watched his different training videos, and he's the one that kind of got me, sparked on this adventure. Out of the fight scene, Kobe Bryant is one of them. Rest in peace. He's such a fighter. I've been listening to so many things about him, how he would be the first one in the gym, last one to leave. Even before games, he'd be there shooting for 2 hours before the game even started. Trying to outwork his opponents even before he gets on the court. So that's one thing. And I can name probably a lot more, but those are my main ones, I'd say.
What would you say is your favorite part about competing in any sport? Favorite part of competition?
I know one aspect is definitely like the hype side of it. I love, this type of thing. I love the productions. I love, just kind of the whole scene around the fight, the whole energy that happens before we even step into the ring. I love that. I also love just getting to compete, just, show up and, prove and show people what I've got, either on a day-to-day basis or on a monthly or yearly basis for this, type of deal. And, just being able to come out there and really show what I've been keeping.
I know when you go into a sports competition, you tend to be really excited, have butterflies in your stomach. What do you do going into sports to calm your nerves, calm your fears, settle down, settle in, to really mentally ready yourself for a competitive situation?
Yeah. If I'm getting really nervous, I like kind of take a step back, close my eyes, just kind of breathe, and just kind of keep telling myself, hey, relax, you're good, you prepared for this, you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things with me is, I'm a major hype guy. So going into, the arena before a fight, I'm going to be listening to my music, getting warmed up. I'm listening to my music, having the walkout, I'm listening to my music. I'm going to be all focused, and I want to be able to hype my body up and get the adrenaline rushing so I'm ready to just full on go ham on him.
Mm-hmm. And then another question would be, how do you feel like your athletic career has made you a better person overall?
Oh, man, that's tough. I think one of it would be working on communication skills and on teamwork, working with lots of different people with lots of different teams over the years, mm-hmm. getting to communicate with them and with coaches for practices and things, getting to work on, just kind of that team cohesion, that team bonding, being able to, make connections with people that normally I would not make connections with, in effort to, achieve that one goal you're going with your team. I guess overall just being more grateful. I'm grateful for the time that I had, throughout high school and other, areas of my life playing sports. And, I'm grateful for the things I'm able to do now in college as well, and for this exciting opportunity that's coming up.
Awesome. So I'm seeing we're running out of time. Do you have any final thoughts about where you're at right now? How you're feeling? How you've got till July. It's only February, right? It's March right now. We got a lot of time. Got till July. Do you feel like you're in a good spot right now? And how are you feeling going forward for the next few months?
At this point, I feel good right now, but I'm definitely not where I should be. I definitely need to keep my work up. I can't slack at all. I need to, put in the work every single day, because I know Owen's gonna be working, and I need to be able to push myself to a point where I know that I am in the best shape I can be, and I'm in the best place mentally I can be, and that I'm just ultimately ready for fight day.
So as we're wrapping up, I know Owen's watching this interview. I know he's out there. The floor is yours. Talk to your cousin. Let him know how you feel before we wrap up the interview. What's your thoughts?
Owen, I love you, bro, but you are going down. You're going to underestimate me. You're going to try to do some fancy stuff, try to jab your way around, maybe get a couple swings in at my head, a couple right hooks or something. And yeah, you might clip me with a couple good ones. But I'm not going down. You hit me, I'm going to come right back at you. I'm going to get inside, and I'm going to work and push you to the point where you're so exhausted you have to either give up, you're going to have to start clinching me. Because believe me, I might be the underdog, but you're the one that's going under.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And before we go, is there anything special, any insights you'd like to share, any big news going into the fight that you have to share? Anything that's coming? Give the audience a sneak peek about something that might be happening. Anything you got there that some of us may not know?
Yes, you've actually hit on a great point. So I am going to be working with a great executive producer by the name of Tim King, and he's going to be filming me going throughout my training process. I know he's also going to be working with us on the scene of Fight Day as being one of the people that is going to be filming the fight, and will also be helping with a lot of the promoting things along with you. But yes, we are going to be working very hard. We've already got our foundation laid, and I've already discussed many points with him. And we are going to be, as I said, filming a lot of my training, making some different trailers, some more short movies. He's going to be doing some interviews with me, and I'll be posting all of those little sneak peeks and updates on my official Instagram, which is awboxing_official. And so I will be doing that. And also, recently announced, for those of you who do not know, Will Nank has become my official trainer and mentor for this. So very soon I'm going to be working with him, and he's going to be getting me prepared.
Wow, awesome. Great stuff. Well, I will be dropping the link for his official boxing Instagram in the link in the description below. I'll also be looking into social medias for Tim King. Be dropping those down below as well if you want to check out his prior work. I've heard he's done great work. I know a lot about the guy. He's a great guy, fantastic guy. And then as soon as I get them, I will be dropping links for the official fight Instagram down below. And then my channel, obviously you're on there right now, but link will be down there as well for that. And then for my Twitch, where the fight will be live streamed on Fight Day. Be ready for that. And then keep your eyes on my channel. And tickets will be going on sale as soon as we have them at a venue ready to go. You know, the date is set. The date will also be in the description. You can also see that. If you go back a few videos, you'll see the contract signing. The date is said there. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for tonight. Mr. Wiegers, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good luck on the road here on this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this interview. Have a wonderful night. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe for the fight news. It's coming. It's going to be big. May you guys have a great night.
Do it.